but failed to respond to defendant's discovery requests and motions, failed to comply with the court order, failed to appear at a scheduled hearing, failed to inform his client that their action had been dismissed, and then lied to the investigative panel in an attempt to excuse his failure to attend the court hearing. Oh, man. Gosh. Yeah, we talked about this on Friday. Phenomenal RN says Mounk Tounk's lawyer was terrible. Reviews on... Oh, he does? He has terrible reviews online and he has been disciplined. Oh, no. Really? I'm going to see if I can find it. Where do you find... Let me see. Derek Wright reviews. Fayetteville, Georgia. There he is. Oh, man. Jeez. All right, y'all want to do this? We're going to have a Derek Wright roast session. Shout out to Phenomenal RN. Oh, this is tough. And I shouldn't laugh. This is bad because Mounk Tounk's going to jail. But let me make sure that y'all can see most of this. Okay, we're about to have a Derek Wright roast session. These are Derek Wright's reviews. Y'all want to look at the photo? Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh my God. Here we go. He's got 63% 5 stars. Let's see what some of these reviews are saying. All right, Derek Wright. This is in September 10th. So this was last month from Anonymous. Worst. Hired him for my son 10 years ago. Watching him on the YSL case brought back just how horrible of an attorney he was. He would not show up or was late. When wanted a jury trial, he said take a plea or pay in full. He is about money and should be called king of plea bargains. Dang. And this one's actually from last year. It says worst attorney ever. Attorney Derek Wright. This man is a crook and a liar. He abandoned my son's case and he's only been hired for 3 months and refuses to answer any calls or texts to explain why he thinks he's going to take our money and abandon my son's case. He never showed up for court on time or visited my son. He made promise after promise and assured us he would fight for my son. He used a juvenile excuse saying me, the mom, called and texted too much about the case. How else was the family supposed to get updates on the case because he never called or did the job he was paid for? I wish I had seen negative reviews on FindLaw of other clients complaining about how incompetent he is before we hired this clown, or even the complaint with the board that shows his history of being a liar. What? Uh-oh. Do not hire this wannabe Johnny Cochran because he doesn't have the experience to do the job. If you do hire him, you'll regret it. Save yourself the trouble. He is a hypocrite. Oh, man. So we got to go to the bar and see. Hold on a second. We got to go to the bar and see what's going on. So let's go. State bar complaints. Let me see if I can find Georgia bar. Here we go. We're going to do some research and see. All right. Yep. Fayetteville, Georgia. Here we go. So he is an active member in good standing. All right. He's got his bar card here. There's his phone number if y'all want to call and send him some lunch. Tell him how great of a job he did, which I think you should. Status, active member in good standing. Okay, that's good. Public discipline, history on file. He joined the bar in 1995 and he went to Georgia State University. All right, we'll read his bio in a second, but we want to see this history. Okay. So it's saying what the site only includes. And then it looks like in 2006, he had a review panel reprimand. Now, what was that for? Are we going to be able to see what it is? Oh, interesting. Okay. So we're doing some research here live in 4K. Let me zoom in so y'all can see this. This was back in 2006. So y'all know technology wasn't the greatest back then. We were struggling in 2006. All right. Obama was about to get in office. We needed some help. Here we go. Supreme Court of Georgia. Oh, man. The Honorable Supreme Court of Georgia met pursuant to adjournment. The following order was passed. In the matter of Derek M. Wright, this disciplinary matter before the court on Derek M. Wright's petition for voluntary discipline, in which he seeks a review panel reprimand and requirement that he attend the bar's ethics school at his own expense. Wright, who was admitted in 1995, admits that he filed a tort action on behalf of a client, but failed to respond to the defendant's discovery requests and motions, failed to comply with the court order, failed to appear at a scheduled hearing, failed to inform his client that their action had been dismissed, and then lied to the investigative panel in an attempt to excuse his failure to attend the court hearing. Oh, man. Gosh. Oh, dang, Derek. Such conduct violates Rule 1.3, 1.4, and 8.1. We know these are the rules of, I think it's professional conduct or attorney conduct of the Georgia rules of, oh, okay, there it is right there. Professional conduct, part of the bar rule 4-102D. Wright had no prior disciplinary record and states he is genuinely remorseful and accepts responsibility for his misconduct. The state bar and the investigative panel concur in the petition. After a review of the record, we accept the petition and hereby direct that Wright receive a review panel reprimand and that he attend the next scheduled session of the state bar's ethics school at his own expense. Oh my gosh. That's interesting. I don't know. I would like to hear the other side of the story and see what happened or what his excuse was. I mean, y'all got to see him on the stand and kind of how he moves a little bit. So I don't know that it would be it would be a good excuse, but dang, this is crazy. Do they have a bio of Mr. Wright too? And I'll post this later so y'all can watch it. It doesn't really have anything. It just shows where he went to school. He's in criminal law and family law. Would y'all hire Derek Wright at this point? Let's see. Okay, he's got some good reviews. Okay, this was from 2022. Let's see what this one says. I see so many comments about incompetent, thief, unreliable, etc. Now, I have known Derek Wright for over 30 years. Okay, well, we're not reading. Over 20 years. This one seems a little bit biased. Y'all want me to keep reading it? We'll give him his flowers. For over 20 years and have been a very reliable and responsible. Okay, it's a weird sentence. I have called him myself, and it will be a minute before he returns my call, but he do return them. He is a very busy man because he comes highly recommended. Y'all, please let's be fair. Who wrote this? And not bash him until he proved himself incapable of being a great attorney for your team. Famous last words. Oh, Lord. I promise, if y'all be fair, give him time, you will win your case. This is what I experienced with him. I have used his services twice and I've never been disappointed. Let's be fair, guys. F-A-R-E. Oh, Jesus. Federal case, extremely knowledgeable, professional, well-prepared attorney, without a doubt, one of the best in the nation. This is from 2022, that same year. Not sure what's going on, but highly disappointed. I have dealt with Derek several times and have recommended him to a few people I know. He had always been solid with me and responsive. In February of 2022, I called him and asked about filing a divorce for me. He told me he could do it and to send him the details he needed with $700 to start filing. I cashed out him the money and things went radio silent. I reached out a couple times. Sometimes he responds. Most of the time he doesn't. It's been 2 months and I can't find anything with the courts regarding my divorce. Oh God, 2 months? I mean, after 2 weeks, I'd be like, hey, y'all, we got to get this thing done. I reached out to the state of Georgia bar and they advised me to send either an email or a certified letter to Derek. Contact the client assistance program at 404-527-8759. After that, file a grievance with them at the Georgia bar. And here's where you can file. I'm one step away from filing the complaint, but all I want is my money back or proof the divorce has been filed. Jeez, I wonder if there's one as far back as 2006. Wouldn't that be interesting? It looks like it only goes back to 2009. I'll be interesting to see. All right, let me double check and see if they're back in court yet. Still not back in court. I don't want to continue to roast Mr. Wright because I mean, the worst possible thing that could happen to an attorney, I think, happened live in 4K. Kim Possible says, read Antonio Sledge is next. Did he leave a review? I'm gonna see if I can find it. Y'all are saying Antonio Sledge left a review as well. Sheesh. Mr. Wright is the best lawyer in Atlanta.
Stop the cap.
He did. You're kidding. Hold on a second. I was extremely disappointed. Okay, which one did I just read? 20 years, extremely knowledgeable, disappointed. How did I miss this? Oh, God. I cannot believe this. Did y'all know this was in here? Five stars. January 10th, 2022. Posted by Antonio. Best lawyer. Oh my gosh. I, Antonio Sledge, truth, Mr. Wright was my life in the courtroom. He is the best I ever hired. He be honest with me about a case, to always pick up the phone when I called. Never let me down. What? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Rice Street said that didn't age well. There is no way this is real. Oh man. He said, never let me down. Now, Antonio Sledge's sentencing took place last year, and he had Mr. Derek Wright. He said he had known him for a minute for the year before that. Wow, this is tough to read. Yeah, I'm with y'all on this one. This did not age well at all. Always pick up the phone when I called. Never let me down. I mean, that's tough. Especially after everything that happened. Oh my gosh. Y'all want to keep going? I don't know if any one of these can top that one. What do y'all think about best in the business? Mr. Get It Done Indictment Slayer. Okay. Mr. Wright is an exemplary example of what an attorney embodies and what an attorney should stand for. Mr. Wright is just good old-fashioned, gets the job done. What you ask of him, he will make it a reality. Everybody's case is different, but if you walk into a courtroom with Mr. Wright, you're in great hands.
Stop the cap.
Yikes. Just good old-fashioned, gets the job done. What you ask of him, he will make it a reality. Everybody's case is, okay, I just read that. Everybody's case is different. He is respected in every courtroom from Fulton County to DeKalb County and is taken very seriously by the DAs. Personally, he has successfully defeated 3 separate felony indictments that were non-related that happened at 3 different times in my life. Oh, man. This dude is a menace. He has won a motion to suppress hearing from me. Very impressive. You rarely see that live in action when it counts most. He has preserved my freedom and innocence on several occasions. And for this, I am eternally grateful. Honestly, Mr. Wright is Mr. Wright. If you want someone who is articulate, sharp, cunning, and will actually win, he is your guy. If you want someone to exceed expectations and that always has the right game plan, call Mr. Wright, I guess. Wow. I'd rather take my chances with a public defender than pay real money for Wright. Sheesh. Rico Blaine up in here taking more shots. Here's one. This is a tough one to read. Incompetent, insufficient, inefficient, inept, incapable are just some of the words that come to mind. He arrived late to my court hearing 3 out of 4 times, and this made it impossible to build a good rapport with the judge. He was unable to fully have the case prepared and made a fool out of himself in court. I never had a chance. Whew. That's tough. Malcolm is giving him some love. We got Jack's guy in here giving him some love.